Good evening, everyone. Myself, Engineer Sandeep Bansal, on behalf of Board of Directors of CEV Integral Appraiser Foundation, the registered Section 8 company and a registered valuer organization under the authority IBBI. I welcome you all on this prestigious event when our organization is celebrating International Women's Day. As you may be aware, International Women's Day is celebrated globally on 8th of March every year to celebrate the achievements of women and mark a call to action for gender equality. International Women's Day also aims to draw attention to issues faced by women and advocate the women's empowerment. In order to celebrate International Women's Day to recognize exceptional work undertaken towards women empowerment, we seek your support for celebrating women's achievement, focusing on eliminating gender-based violence and discrimination, along with adopting innovative approaches to bring participate perceptible changes to the technical, social, political, economical, and cultural empowerment of women. We at CEV IAF RVO are organizing an event today at 12th of March to be the step closer to gender equality and the vision of women living with dignity and contributing as equal partner in development in an environment free from violence and discrimination. A suitable report along with pictures and videos of the event will be prepared and submitted to the authority IBBI in the forthcoming days, as per the instructions of the authority. As an initiative taken by the CEV, by our all chapter chairmen, that they have initiated a special women chair in the governing board team, and the designation of that chair will be the joint secretary. Congratulations to all chairmen, and we are highly thankful to them for creating this chair in their chapter headquarters as a governing board member. Now, I would like to hand over the platform to our women representative and organizer of this event, Dr. Shifalika, and registered valuer Akshada Sushant, to please continue with the event and take the charge. Thank you very much.
Greetings of the day to everyone present here. On behalf of the Board of Directors, as a woman representative of CEV IAF RVO, I welcome all the faculties, participants, and observers to this event. As we all know, we are here to celebrate the presence of women in society and to celebrate their achievements, to celebrate International Women's Day. An organizer, administrative leader, director, recreator, partner, daughter, health officer, teacher, and artist, architect, registered valuer, a woman has various roles to play in her life. To celebrate the importance and significance of women in every person's life, every year, International Women's Day is celebrated on 8th March. Women's Day recognizes and celebrates women in every field. A woman has a positive mind and a fierce nature to excel in their respective fields. Professional and educational institutions are now open to celebrate Women's Day. It's a sign of progress, and they are teaching students to honor and respect a woman. Empowering women is a big responsibility, but it's also vital for gender equality. Furthermore, society benefits when women are treated with respect and are not treated as second-class citizens. Women used to be limited in their houses and were not allowed to leave the house for employment before, but now things have drastically changed. Furthermore, this generation has high regard for women and places a high value on them. Women are undoubtedly turning the world's attention to them. Also, it was previously impossible, but it is now doable, and they are doing so on. Women are achieving incredible heights and even traveling to space, as can be seen. I want to conclude my speech by saying that International Women's Day is dedicated to celebrating the achievements of women in technical, financial, social, cultural, and political fields. The day formed by women helps in bringing attention towards the forgotten women's right and gender equality in a few places around the world. It should be considered a day where everyone acknowledges the value and the importance of women in our lives and all around the world. CEV IAF RVO salutes all the women out there who are doing wonders all around the globe and making their nation proud, especially who came forward with their special topic presentation on this special day. Now, I request my colleague, architect Akshita Dhoot, registered valuer, to take the charge to coordinate this event as per the rules of CEV. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this small webinar on women empowerment. As just said by Shefalika ma'am, women empowerment, for this International Women's Day, we celebrate on 8th March every year. But as we all know, that a single day, we can't imagine a single day without a woman in our house. It all becomes a mess. So women empowerment, it actually comes when we become independent. If we have the right to take our decisions, we have the power. And now it's glad to know that women are equally active in all the sectors of our society. Government is also taking many efforts to create awareness about women empowerment. And this webinar is just a small small information, small awareness on women empowerment. So now I request, she's architect Rita Minhas, and she has completed a graduation in architecture from my IABBI, and also masters of city planning from IIT Kharagpur. And now she's going to speak up on gender inclusive spatial planning. And so I request architect Rita Minhas to just continue with the presentation and make us aware about the topic. Rita ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. I thank CEV for giving me this chance. Share screen. Is my screen visible?
You are visible. Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
It is visible. Okay. Not visible to me. So friends, आज हम चर्चा करेंगे जेंडर इंक्लूसिव स्पेशल प्लानिंग के बारे में। जैसा कि हम सब जानते हैं, आज के दौर में विमेन हर फील्ड में बढ़ चढ़कर हिस्सा ले रहे हैं। ऐसा कोई फील्ड नहीं है जिसमें कि उनकी भागीदारी नहीं है। जैसा कि अभी हमने गुंजन मैम और मल्लिका मैम से भी सुना, हर फील्ड में वो बढ़ चढ़कर हिस्सा ले रहे हैं और आगे आ रहे हैं, लीड रोल्स में अपना रोल प्ले कर रहे हैं। चाहे वो स्पोर्ट्स हो, एस्ट्रोनॉमी हो, आर्किटेक्चर ले लीजिए, इंजीनियरिंग या फिर मैनेजमेंट, फाइनेंशियल फील्ड्स ले लीजिए, कोई भी, कल्पना चावला, मिताली राज, इंदिरा नूई, मेरी कॉम, दीपा करमारकर, साइना नेहवाल, सानिया मिर्जा आदि इन सबके नामों से अनभिज्ञ नहीं है। तो फिर क्यों आवश्यकता है हमें जेंडर इंक्लूसिव प्लानिंग की? कि जैसे जैसे विमेन वर्कफोर्स पार्टिसिपेशन बढ़ रहा है, जैसे जैसे विमेन घर से बाहर निकल के अर्बन सेटिंग में जा रही हैं, बहुत जरूरी हो जाता है कि वहां पर वो अपने आप को इंक्लूडेड फील करें, वहां पे वो अपने आप को एक मेहमान या एक बाहरी जीव की तरह फील ना करें, उसमें वो अपने आप को सेफ अनुभव करें। ज्यादातर ह्यूमन हिस्ट्री में हमने देखा है कि मेन और विमेन दोनों गाड़ी के दो पहियों की तरह इसको अपनी जो गृहस्थी है उसको, घर को चला रहे हैं। अगर मेन फिजिकली स्ट्रांग है तो विमेन हमेशा उनको वहाँ इमोशनल सपोर्ट देती हैं इन फॉर्म ऑफ मदर्स, वाइफ्स और सिस्टर्स। and vice versa also. Gender safety has always been an issue since the times of Mahabharata and Ramayana. Although earlier women
Ma'am,
were...
excuse me, ma'am, I think screen share नहीं हो पाया है.
स्क्रीन शेयर नहीं हुआ है.
Yes, बीच में शायद बंद हो गया है.
सर अब हुआ?
Yes, ma'am. Now it is visible.
No.
Thank you. Thank you. Sorry for interruption.
Okay. Okay, so आज की डेट में विमेन जो है वो ज्यादा से ज्यादा चैलेंजिंग रोल अपना रही हैं, कहीं ज्यादा घर से बाहर निकल करके, क्योंकि पहले तो वो घर में रहती थी और घर में ही रह करके सपोर्ट करती थी, पर आज की डेट में उनका रोल ज्यादा चैलेंजिंग हो गया है. वो उनको फैमिलीज को भी मैनेज करना पड़ रहा है और काम को भी उसी तरह से, जिस तरह से वो पहले सिर्फ अकेली घर में रह के काम को मैनेज करती थी. Now, what is the role of spatial planning? Spatial planning includes land use planning, urban regional transport and environmental planning, economic and community planning. Land use planning जिसमें कि आता है हमारा residential land use, commercial land use, industrial land use, ये सारे land uses आते हैं जहाँ पे वो provide करता है setting for government policy, shaping the way our towns and cities are designed. Planning policy tends to ignore the fact that women and men use public space very differently. Gender equality ensures that both men and women have equal access to opportunities, resources, and rewards towards promoting sustainable human and national development. Now, role of women in society across civilizations. किस तरह से रहा है? During ancient times, women have played important role within their homes. However, they were viewed differently in different communities. Women in Babylon had few personal rights and liberties, while Egyptians saw women as a source of happiness, giving women a more important role. And in Rome, they were supposed to raise children and take care of home. While India may works by ancient Indian grammarians like Patanjali and Katyayana suggest that women were educated in early Vedic period. Women could participate in war, gymnastics, public activities, decision-making, and education. Their importance extended beyond the home, and their education was mostly equal to men. Now, there have been three phases of feminism in India. First phase, beginning in the mid-19th century, initiated when European colonists began to speak out against evils of sati. Second phase, from 1915 to Indian independence, when Gandhiji incorporated women's movement into Quit India movement, and independent women's organizations began to emerge. And the third phase is the post-independence, जिसमें कि हम देख रहे हैं there has been to a large scale fair treatment of women in workforce and right to political parity. Now, if we talk about women in freedom struggle, Lakshmi Bai, Sarojini Naidu, Annie Besant, Bhikaji Kama, Lakshmi Saigal, Kittur Rani Chennamma, Chalkari Bai, Kasturba Gandhi, Aruna Asif Ali, Begum Hazrat Mahal, Savitri Bai Phule, and Nellie Sengupta. These are some of the names who were pioneers in the Indian freedom movement. Amongst all, women were equally active during pre-independence war. Some of the Indian freedom fighters, women's valor, mostly remembered like Rani Lakshmi Bai, जिनसे आने वाली generations ने बहुत बड़ा जो एक एग्जाम्पल सेट किया उन्होंने, और उनसे आने वाली जनरेशन की विमेन ने प्रेरणा ली और फ्रीडम स्ट्रगल में पार्टिसिपेट किया. Now, talking about women in architecture and valuation, Indian architecture is being gracefully shaped by women of India since early 1930s. Notable names like Perin Jamshedji Mistry, Yuli Chaudhary, Praveena Mehta, Sheila Sri Prakash have been creating history in the field through their enterprising endeavors. relevant from pre-independent era to the modernist. With changing times and needs, the women of today are redefining an architect's role by contributing to more verticals than design. If we talk about valuation, women are actively participating in different fields, including valuation. A good number of women are becoming registered valuers under Companies Act, which is a very encouraging fact for all of us. Now, why is there need, coming back to the main topic, why is there need for gender inclusive planning? कि इसकी आवश्यकता क्यों है? Gender inclusive planning is important because it creates public spaces where all users have equal opportunity to be healthy, secure, and happy. It recognizes that if women and girls avoid using certain public spaces, because they do not feel safe there, these spaces become far more insecure for them. It promotes right to city and to citizenship for women and girls as a condition for equitable and sustainable cities and communities, and to promote safe public transit for women and girls. What is safe and inclusive city for women? क्या होती है एक safe or inclusive city? A city where women and girls can enjoy public spaces and public life without fear of being assaulted, where violence is not exercised against them either in home or on street, where they are not discriminated against, and where their economic, social, political, and cultural rights are guaranteed, where they participate in making decisions, where the state guarantees human rights to all people without excluding women and girls, where local government and state take actions to provide attention, prevention, and punishment for violence against women and girls. A city where state and local government guarantee women's and girls' access to justice. Some factors that impact the safety of women and girls in the city include poverty and socioeconomic status. Poor women often face heightened safety challenges related to their difficulty in accessing essential services. For many of them, especially homeless women, women vendors, domestic workers, the need to regularly access public spaces and public transport creates heightened vulnerability. Infrastructure. The availability of safe and clean public toilets for women promotes women's safety. Toilets that are dark and dirty with broken doors and no attendants are seldom used by women. Poorly lit areas pose a threat to safety. Walking on dark roads, unlit streets is something most women avoid. Additionally, the lack of street lighting in commercial areas makes it difficult for women to work late. In addition, lack of efficient and safe public transport can make it difficult for women to access the city. And usage of spaces and familiarity. The gender of people using a space affect women's safety. Jagori's research found that women in Delhi feel uncomfortable in male-dominated spaces such as cigarette shops, dhabas, taxi stands, liquor shops. Women not only hesitate to use these spaces, but may also even avoid going near them for fear of harassment. And societal attitudes are also there. Trivializing and normalizing the sexual harassment of women and girls as harmless eve-teasing contributes to women's safety. Further, women and girls are often blamed for inviting sexual harassment because of their clothing or behavior, which places the responsibility of ensuring their safety upon women and does not expose the patriarchal attitudes behind these notions. Now, planning and designing for women. This is the main area of focus in where we are focusing in this presentation. Planning and designing according to specific safety needs of women and girls should exhibit the following characteristics: easy access to and from the location, easy movement within the location, good lighting so that users can see and be seen, easy to read signs to help users find their way, clear, well-kept paths where users can easily see each other, general visibility of the entire space, free from hiding places, where a person could wait unseen, including mixed uses, many places to hang out, work, play, eat, exercise, etc. for diverse user groups at different times of the day, provisions for different seasons, provision for young children and elderly, because women are often caretakers. They are often accompanied by old people. They are often accompanied by young children. So, example, in urban areas, this could mean low, wide sidewalks for strollers, wheelchairs, and walkers, and areas with slow moving traffic. Access to clean, secure, easily accessible toilet facilities with space for changing children's diapers. UN Women is also making lots of efforts in this field. The priority areas for UN Women in India are expanding women's leadership and participation, enhancing women's economic empowerment, engaging women as global peace builders and mediators, and making gender equality central to national development planning and budgeting, ending violence against women and girls. Now, Jagori Awaken Women, which means Awaken Women, is a women's documentation training and communication center established in 1984. And it has done efforts in collaboration with UNIFEM, UN Habitat, along with Delhi government for safe city free of violence against women and girls. We all know, we are all aware that Mumbai and Kolkata are much safer than Delhi. Delhi has been designed in a very American way. Everything is oriented to accommodate the car. After dark, no part of Lutyens Delhi is safe for women, although in crowded areas of old Delhi city, things are far more secure. So, Jagori did safety audits in multiple settings and groups carried out jointly with local government representatives and evaluated such that this tool is now internationally recognized as a best practice. These are three main principles which guide women's safety audits. Women are considered experts on their own environment and safety. Safety audits encourage local and context-specific solutions to issues of insecurity. And safety audits promote partnership and joint solutions between women and their local governments. Now, what are the benefits of safety audits? Changes in the physical environment to improve safety of women and community as a whole, changes in local programs and policies that enhance the promotion of safety of women and community in general, more skill and confidence for women who take part in these audits. And what is the process? The women's safety audit starts with a group of women. Unsafe places might, these women, they go along on a path or on a road, or they choose an area and they go along in that area, identifying unsafe spaces, which might include shopping center, parking lot, a pathway between residences, a water source, a public housing development. After safety audit group has chosen an unsafe space, they go together to that space and note the factors or characteristics that they think might make it unsafe. This is the way it is done. Parks, temples, university campus, all areas, cinema hall, all the areas are mapped. Residential areas, transit areas, university campus, all are mapped. A dark street is more prone to be a risky place. Installation of sufficient lights makes sends a sense of safety among women. Now, having shops rising from footpath or pavement, you have a feeling of safety because you feel there is activity on the edge. Delhi's shopping areas are designed with presumption that people will be driven to shopping areas, whereas only 15% of the population drive vehicles and 85% of the people walk. When foot activity increases, so does safety. More kiosks in area where people wait for their transportation, for instance, in order to ensure eyes on the street. So the changes that are done to the areas where mapping is done, they install CCTV cameras, basic infrastructure improvements like improving the pavements, improving the lighting, and improving toilets, and then permitting hawking platforms. Now, initiatives dedicated to safe cities and communities worldwide. One remarkable point I would like to state here, that in Colombia, 1999, Office of Mayor of Bogota declared March 8th as Women's Night. Since mid-1980s, European cities began to address this issue. These initiatives have replicated in Greater London Council, the city of Manchester, Toronto, and North American cities. UNIFEM and UN Habitat have promoted the implementation of a global program on safe cities for women and girls, which is to carry out strategic safe cities for women actions in different countries worldwide. In partnership with UN Habitat, Delhi-based women organization Jagori produced a large-scale survey on women's safety. Now, findings for transport planners in Western Europe and North America. Poorly considered land use zoning separates residential areas from employment locations with greater impact on women's mobility. अगर डिफरेंट लैंड यूज जोनिंग हो जाएगी, बिल्कुल ही अलग अलग कर दिए जाएंगे, मिक्स लैंड यूज नहीं होगा, तो इससे वुमेन की मोबिलिटी के ऊपर बहुत इम्पैक्ट पड़ता है. Women make more complex journeys than men, often traveling to childcare, school, work, and shops. More than twice as many women as men are responsible for escorting children to school. 75% of the bus journeys are undertaken by women. Only 30% of women have access to use of car during daytime. Poor public transport and lack of caring facilities, shopping outlets near employment locations restrict women's access to the labor market. Women feel less safe than men being out alone after dark, especially in inner city and social housing complexes. Now, this is a housing project by and for women in Vienna, Austria. Frauenwerkstatt, women work city, which means women work city, a 357 unit complex made by women and completed in 1997. It was characterized by a woman's perspective at every level, from pram storage on every floor, wide stairwells to encourage neighborly interactions, to flexible flat layouts and high quality secondary rooms, to the height of the building, low enough to ensure eyes upon the street. The housing project was the first step to implement everyday experience and requirements of women on large scale. Special attention was given to the flat layouts and space allocation for individual rooms. Intention was to have even sized rooms which do not force tenants to adopt predetermined utilization. So this is the way it is going to help women decide upon the usage of the room. Another key objective of the model project is to stimulate the public interest in and visibility of women planners and architects. Now in the figure, we can see that there is a ramp going alongside the steps all through the staircase. 357 housing units were constructed along with other infrastructure facilities like a kindergarten, a daycare nursery with 4 groups, a doctor's surgery, a communication center, a police station, and shops. All these things were within the complex itself. Rooms to store bicycle and pram storage on every floor, and easily accessible laundry rooms were found on the roof, combined with common roof terrace. Here in the figure, we can see kitchens facing the kindergarten area and the play area. Only 4 units were allowed per story to avoid anonymity, and staircases were usable, pleasant places where tenants could spend time and communicate with each other. Open structured underground garage with natural lighting. Special attention was given to kitchens as central places of housework. They are all large, provide with sufficient daylight and face the courtyards or the play streets. In another neighborhood during 2002 to 2006, street lighting was improved in 26 identified areas in surveys as inducing anxiety. So they were lighted. Traffic lights were altered to prioritize pedestrians. Seating was installed in 9 new locations. More than a kilometer of pavement was widened and 5 areas were made entirely barrier-free so as to better accommodate prams, wheelchair users, and elderly people. The link between wider pavement and benches and gender might be obscure, but for an elderly person, a well-placed bench might make the difference between participating in the city or remaining at home. Creating public spaces with features that enhance women's safety and feeling of safety detract from features that cause women's insecurity and feeling of insecurity. Safety planning and design also involves more than just the concrete physical features of a space. Safe public transport should ensure that they make multiple places and destinations for diverse purposes. Safe public transit for women and girls should include improvisation of non-motorized forms of transport also, that is well-maintained footpaths, pedestrian streets, well-lit sidewalks, bicycle lanes, etc. Women's safety is the single most important factor for better, smarter cities. If women do not feel safe, the city is unsafe. This means providing safety from home and all those places in between. Streets, parks, schools, neighborhoods, and other public spaces. It must be a continuum from door to door, day and night. It is unacceptable that millions of women, especially those living in poverty, have to be on their guard every waking hour when they venture outdoors anywhere. Thank you.
Thank you, Rita ma'am, for sharing such a presentation about planning. Thanks a lot for the information provided. So I just respectfully thank all the speakers for providing us with this wonderful experience on women empowerment and the designing part, including with the case studies and all. We have learned really a lot of things in today's presentation. So I respectfully conclude this webinar with thanking all the participants and all the speakers. Thank you. Thank you very much.